I'm Anna.
I'm Ben.
We are AutoSave. Welcome to our channel.
Today we're watching Steins Gate, episode 15. I'm really excited because last episode, need I say more? Suzuha.
Time Traveler. That's the subtitle. Like Suzuha in big letters and then Time Traveler.
So like the term foot, not even the term. I don't even know.
Tighter.
The idea of like putting your foot down on the gas and just going is an understatement in terms of how I feel into where we are in the show. I feel like the floor of my car has been like broken through, like in the Flintstones.
In the Flintstones, yeah. And now you're like this?
No, like I don't even know, man. I'm so excited and confused a little bit.
Yeah, I think that's just how I live my life. Just excited and
confused a little bit.
Confused a little bit, yeah.
Ready?
I feel at home. Yes.
Sweet. John Titor. Yes. Yes. Uh-oh. Oh my god, I'm so excited.
No!
Ruled by CERN.
Of course you were.
Oh, look at the outfit. Make me fall in love with the character more, please. What's the implication? It's like Trunks. They're even bringing up Dragon Ball Z. Trunks inspiration.
She was interacting with him and didn't even tell.
Yeah, that's amazing. Wow.
The mother of the time machine.
Dead.
The mother of the time machine and the terrorist fighting CERN.
Wow. Oh my god. This is so exciting.
She left it at the shrine for him! She's with Daru right now. Coming from the one person that dies, that sucks.
See you tomorrow.
But the don't do anything dangerous part coming from her too.
Holy shit.
Obviously minus Moeka. When he said all lab members, I was like...
Hell yeah. I trust him.
You're gonna...
1975?
He has his priorities straight. He wants a good sell.
I trust you.
That is her dad. It's totally her dad. I'm back on board with that.
Because they said...
I wonder if your dad's
I know, but they said Beryl.
It's his code name,
Oh, maybe he hasn't come up with it yet?
Come on. And he said it resembled the phone microwave which he built. Is Amane familiar to you? I'm trying to figure out the mom.
No wonder he was a famous terrorist, you know? Why else would she be able to get it?
Why else would she have his...
I
it was
guess
left
in
her dad's will.
I thought the cat would know.
Surely.
Hey, master. I am math scientist. It's so cool. Instead of that.
That might have been the highlight of my life.
Bro. I like the fisheye.
You can't.
諦めるのか。まだあと1日残っているよ。助けることを何より優先したい。仲間が困っているんだから助けたい。それなのにお前が真っ先に諦めて。怒鳴んないでよ。すまん。お願いします。お願いします。あいつ何を。
That's a creative way to help.
Bless her heart. The best person.
I love this show.
It was a great idea. Surely looks like you're hunting a criminal with that flyer. This music, though, and with knowing that time is passing.
Yeah.
What is this episode? What is this?
I bet Suzuha's never been able to just laugh like this.
No. She grew up in a dystopia, in a resistance.
Diet Dr. Pepper. Are they trying to... I don't know, man.
Totally her dad.
Oh.
父親が分かったということか。待ってろ。
Such good energy and music, and leaving her like that, I feel concerned.
God, no! Oh, no! Ah!
One thing, I don't know why.
It doesn't even matter how hard I try.
I try.
Okay, that was episode 15 of Steins Gate. Man, in episode 10, I was like, oh, for sure, it's Daru. Her dad. Mm-hmm. I was like, gotta be.
Gotta be.
And then this episode, I was like, they're making it too obvious. There's no way.
But isn't it like already it's time for a more obvious answer or more obvious signs, you know, because we've had little scattered fun theorizing signs, then now it's time that it's okay for it to be a more clear nudge, because then it's almost more comedic to us because we've already been theorizing it. Then now it's like these bigger nudges, like hint hint, you get what I'm putting down kind of thing. That fits with almost the comedic atmosphere that was happening multiple times in this episode.
And the whole, like, he was supposed to be at that meeting.
He was supposed to be at the meeting.
It lines up with when Daru left, and like.
But the other thing is, she doesn't know what he looks like, and she doesn't know his real name.
And
so he's not. She probably went there hoping that he was already introducing himself as Beryl Titer.
Yeah.
So even if they did meet up there, it's not like she would have put the pieces together.
Yeah, and like the knowledge of the title name would in the future. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just like, God, have we heard the name or the word Beryl be used by Daru at any point?
Honestly, I think he probably named himself after a character of some sort.
Is there any, like, perverted joke that I can think of in Japanese?
Why not? I don't know.
Honestly, though, I am so...
He would pick something that had a joke in his name.
Bro, I'm so obsessed with this show right now. I am sold. Everything about it is perfect for me. Like, it's hitting every nail, like, every prerequisite. Mm-hmm. Time travel, Kamehameha, pigtails... the grenades, dystopian future. Kiyoma's a terrorist.
This nice little slice of life moments of giggling when realizing that Mayuri's posters even convinced Kurisu that Suzuha's dad's a kidnapper. And the music that was playing.
The appreciation of friendship.
Dad jokes before you're even a dad.
That in the future when you realized how
it's gonna
fucked
be
up
really
it would be,
uncomfortable for you to realize this.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
The 1975 date, like, obviously the implication was then that was, like, long enough ago to make it work, but also the happenstance of it being 1975 lining up with Daru in the animation cell.
Gosh. Because, okay, think about it. Suzuha wants... No, but then she would have known. I was going to say Suzuha clearly went back in time with both the mission to save the world, but also to interact with her father. And for a split second there, I was like, she wanted to go back to 1975 so that she could also do this thing that her father said in the will. I always wish I owned this thing, but then she would have put two pieces together and figured things out.
I'm trying to find where the moment was when Daru said the name of the show. In Diss Under the IBN 5.
Oh,
Get me a cell from the legendary magical girl anime Ragical Girl Omet-chan.
Ragical Girl?
That's not what it says.
No, I know. But I'm like, Ragical Girl. It's totally a character in that anime or something. That is the name.
Yeah.
Barrel's the name in there. Wow.
Dude, I don't even know what to say. I'm kind of like just at a loss for words of like I just want to watch this show more so bad.
Yeah, I brought just, we get the numbers like 2036, we get 1975. It was her mission to get the time machine or to get knowledge to get the IBN to Okabe. Suzuha's the one that left it for him. Mm-hmm. Why in some timelines is it not there? Why is Suzuha not able to get it there in those timelines? Because she went back to different places in those other world lines? That she tried other things. We know in some world lines she wrote a book or like had theories published.
Yeah.
So gosh, I wish that someone could make me like, obviously I don't want this, but maybe after everything. Mm-hmm. I would love to see if anyone out there had ever made a diagram of every single world line and what what happened in it. Like all lined up next to each other, like a flow chart of like, when this happens in this world line, it leads to future events like this, and what,
Yeah.
Piece it all together for me. Especially because it's probably, now that we know about the meter that Suzuha gives Okabe, now those numbers that flashed on the screen in like every episode have more meaning to us.
Yeah.
So now we know what events transpired whenever, like what the world line was, and if any of them matched up across different episodes.
Yeah. Daru's real name's Itaru, right?
I believe so.
It doesn't really give us anything, but dude, I am like living my best life. I'm just gushing like over my feelings about the show right now. It's just so enjoyable to watch, and it feels like every episode has been such like a joy, and it's like such a good payoff at the end of every episode when I'm like pissed that it's ending even.
Every episode feels like an enormous amount of attention and love went into every aspect of it. Like creativity and interest in terms of like just composition, the editing choices, just how you're able to take emotions with a very tense subject matter as we're trying to keep Mayuri from dying and trying to save the world, but then giving us these more like slice of life friendship moments that is keeping the viewer like, oh, but this is a really tense subject. Just like at the beginning of watching the show, there were these really big concepts like the organization, and this really tense kind of wordage that was used and idea that was used being pushed by the delusions of Okabe, but it was partnered with the fact that we knew that it wasn't real at the time, or we thought it wasn't actually real at the time.
Yeah.
And then now we have like a true kind of, oh yeah, the reality is actually pretty tense and terrible and intimidating. But then we're still getting these moments of, these are like a group of like 18-year-olds just trying to like have fun but also grasp the actual like magnitude of what they're dealing with here. They were just lab members having fun, being like, oh, we're gonna invent a time machine. But then there's also like, you think about like their age range and then the actual gravity of what they're like going through and what they're fighting and what they have to process while still, you're telling Daru the truth of like why he needs to fix this and the gravity of the situation, and you're giving him 2 days.
And he is like, it's not like a blunt, serious, okay, I'm gonna get this done. It's still like they're kids in a way, and like they're having their own like a picnic. They're having fun. Like they're...
The moment that like really hit me with Daru that like made that kind of sink in a little bit more for me was we get this glimpse through the roof of him looking up at the sky, and there's just kind of this like resolve and like breaking down of any like funny comedic barrier of like his character and how he acts out in the similar way to Okabe. This breakdown of it, this realness, a connection between him and reality, him in the sky, and then going right back to work. Like, it's late at night and he's still working, that he's dedicated to fixing this. In that moment, you're aware that he's aware of the possible gravity and the truth. Like, we know that he's a little skeptical when Okabe's like, you need to do this. Like, this is really important. I will do anything. And you can tell by Daru's like changing reactions on his face and the emoting with the eyebrows that it does sink in for him that something is serious here.
Definitely.
And then I really just liked that moment of getting him separate and alone. And having similar kind of feelings and emotions.
I agree with you. I was really scared that once Mayuri and Daru were walking away, that like they weren't going to be involved within the actual like trying of repairing the time machine.
Right.
But like I am over the moon because Daru's one of my favorite characters.
We have the whole lab, obviously minus the traitor involved. Like Mayuri even has an important job.
Yeah.
She's helping look for Suzuha's dad.
Yeah.
Which is obviously...
I love that Mayuri was like, nah, bro. Like, what you guys are forgetting about something. This is important.
Yeah. I mean, like, think about a few episodes ago how important it was to Okabe in speaking to Suzuha and, like, wanting to follow after her and make sure she was okay. And that, like, he knows... I mean, he cares about people. It's pretty clear.
Regardless of the gravity of the situation, Mayuri is standing by the same sentiment that Kiyoma had episodes ago before this arose.
Which shows this massive connection between like the true personalities, true values, the true feelings of Mayuri and Okabe, and how actually connected they are in terms of like how they want to treat people and what they find important.
Yeah.
Honestly, but then there's also that side for the viewer where we're like, oh, but if Daru is the dad, then we're kind of searching for nothing. Like, what will that information, if we do learn it and Suzuha learns it here, what good does it do when it's not someone outside of the current, situation fixing the time machine?
The IBM 5100 was made in 1975, I think, right?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Just making sure. Do you think so? Oh my god, bro. Fucking Ocarine running up and just assuming by the way that this guy looks that he doesn't speak Japanese. And then delivers, like, the best performance I have ever heard.
We've already gushed and loved the...
voice acting.
The voice acting. The way that they're speaking. There's a flow to it in conversation that we really admire and we really enjoy. And this whole scene and how they had, I think you said, like, this fisheye kind of way that we're looking at him. It took me... I think it gave me one of my favorite things ever. Are you replaying it?
Yeah.
His delivery of son of a bitch.
It's just Natsuki from Abroad in Japan. Oh my god.
Good.
It's so
good.
So good. And I
It's
love that he
all
called
one
back
word.
later and he was like, mad scientist, cool, dude. Like, hell yeah.
I guess we'll learn something here. I don't know what information he would have.
So, question
the
about the
mom?
pin.
Yes.
Does he remember what about the pin? Does he know what about the pin? It's the year 2010 currently.
Mm-hmm.
The pin says 2010 on it.
Mm-hmm.
If it had already been given to someone, Daru's not the dad.
Not necessarily true.
True.
Because if she also didn't know her mother.
Yeah. It could be the mother who has the badge.
And it could...
Fuck! It could be the mother who has the badge.
And if the mother died first, Daru would have passed it to his daughter
You're
in
right.
the will as a special object to Daru.
And this could be the meeting of them.
Maybe they met over this pin. Maybe it was like Cinderella and she dropped the pin and he found it in, and then, the badge fits. Boop,
So there are certain things in watching anime or like any type of media, reading a book, watching a movie, whatever. If I really, really am like a huge fan of it and a stan of it, I like having things in my possession that represent that show. Typically, in my own life, I am not one to go out and buy a huge Goku figurine because I was a fan of Dragon Ball. That being said, I might go out of my way to get some slightly more obscure version of something from that anime and have it. Whether it's like a Nimbus Cloud or like something that somebody wouldn't see and instantly be like, oh, that's the main character of that anime. I hope to God that on Etsy, I can, after finishing this show, I can go out and buy a badge that matches this one.
If someone hasn't made it, they should.
Yeah.
I agree with you. Merch that is more obscure.
Yeah.
That a true fan would probably be like, oh, no way. Yeah. Is that from that show? Uh-huh. I would rather be recognized, if I had something and a true fan of the show that I'm also a fan of and connect with them through it than just walk down the street and everyone be like, oh, I guess I know some things about that show. Or, oh, I saw one episode.
What do you think happens to Mayuri in the future? It was kind of interesting how Suzuha handled that information. Or obviously she was hearing what Kiyoma was saying about, that's my goal, that's to find her, and didn't say anything about what happens to her in the future.
I wonder, we haven't been able to get to the beta, so I think no matter what, Mayuri dies in whatever future Suzuha's from, and dies when she dies in what we've been experiencing the last couple episodes. Don't know exactly how that death would have played out in Suzuha's world line and her future. But I think what was kind of most important as a takeaway, maybe, at least for me, from those conversations, is that Suzuha tells Okabe that it is honest and brave to save the world.
Yeah. And I think that...
And that it's not something dumb. It's not dumb.
I think that hit him differently. I think that actually it not being on a computer, right? And after hearing his resolve and thought about, I don't care about saving the world, I care about saving Mayuri.
Mm-hmm. And he was kind of already admonishing himself, how could I in the future have moved on past this and not, he's no, I would have tried over and over again and never gotten to the point of not trying to save her. It's interesting kind of him facing this reality where he did stop trying.
Yep.
And eventually became almost this forefather of the resistance against a evil ruling structure of CERN, to the point where people look up to him and his name lives on and his inventions live on, even though Suzuha's never met him.
Yeah. I can't believe CERN has a an eye on the entire world, and any information regarding time travel, they are able to get.
That they were aware as soon as that first email was sent, that was it triggered. I mean, when did Moeka enter the picture? When did we first meet her? You know, after
before episode 5.
Yeah, so I can't wait for a rewatch of this show to kind of put some pieces together, because I'm sure we first met her right after that was sent, and that bumping into each other was not just coincidence, happenstance there, and that it was either like right after he sent that first email, something there. I wouldn't be surprised if on a rewatch it fell into place really nicely.
Yeah, episode 2, I think.
Yeah.
Jeez. Oh my god.
Question for you.
What's up?
So I think in this episode there's one character in particular that I feel like has a lot more processing to do, possibly, than the other characters in terms of like dealing with what they're learning about the future.
Oh, definitely.
And that's Kurisu.
Mm-hmm.
She's learning that she is basically the mother, the leader behind the
mother of the time machine.
Dystopia and a non-peaceful time for people.
Mm-hmm.
Basically tragedy, and to learn all of that, and at first her reaction is, but I wouldn't have, I'm not working for, why would I work for CERN? And then to just kind of push that aside and be like, yeah, Suzuha says that this is something that I do. Why would I waste time right now trying to figure out why, or trying to defend that I wouldn't do it, or why would I do it? That's not the reason. That's not the focus. What the focus is looking at Suzuha right now and being like, we're both lab members
so
right now in time.
Not only is that cool and admirable, but it's consistent with her character too. She's incredibly observant. She is quick with it and doesn't really mince off. Like she doesn't hold the conversation or stall it for really anything. She's quick to understand the situation that they're in and move forward. Like, of course you're going to be like, that's not me. That's not in my character to like eventually do that kind of stuff. Why I would never be okay with that kind of thing. But I'd assume that she's like, well, I'm a different person right now. I'm a different me. I loved seeing a little bit of a flashback at the beginning of the episode with Suzuha. I was so cool.
I didn't think we would get an actual look into
2036.
Into 2036 like that. But I'm glad for it, enjoyed it. This whole show is just written so right. Everything's just right. I wouldn't change anything. I don't have any notes or critiques or anything bad to say, honestly.
You know what? I definitely wouldn't change. I
really have tons of bad things to say about anything.
But still,
I don't. If I even tried to search, I don't think I could find anything.
I loved just being like, oh, Kurisu, you were in the chat too? This was your name? Guess my name. Let me unveil it to you. And it's like, come on. Like, it's so good.
Oh, and it fits so well that whole time Kurisu knew she was chatting with him online and just didn't say anything. Both of them knew. Both Suzuha and Kurisu were like, yeah, we've been chatting with you and we knew it was you.
Amazing. 10 out of 10. All right, that's all I have you.
Yes.
Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and we hope to see you next time.